This focus recurring every year to help the younger folks, whether enjoying the advantage of disability or stuck with the challenge of being able to understand this simple sentence. It wasn't always this way. I remember the days before we had ADA. People with disabilities did not have access to public facilities and services. People with disabilities could not use public transportation or telecommunication. People with disabilities were unlawfully discriminated against in employment. People with disabilities did not always even have the right to live in their communities. But the ADA has changed all that, and Americans with disabilities are slowly entering into situations that were not available in the past. Now then, while we're gathered together here in celebration, we must always remember that we still have a long way to go. When a judge in Colorado, of all people, refuses to allow a woman with a service dog into his office, we know we have a long way to go. When the Civil Rights Division has to enforce the rights of a family in Alabama with an HIV-positive child because the owner of the RV resort tells them that their 2-year-old can't swim in the pool, we know we have a long way to go. When the Civil Rights Division has to fight for the rights of a social worker in Colorado who is deaf to be hired to do a job for which he is eminently qualified because the government employer doesn't want to accommodate her with a part-time interpreter, we know we have a long way to go. When thousands of our brothers and sisters are housed in institutions and have not been allowed to exercise their right to live in the community, we know we have a long way to go. Disability advocates across the country fought long and hard for the passage of ADA. Anniversaries such as this one give us the opportunity to celebrate our great accomplishments. And thanks to all the advocates who still have their boots on the ground, making sure that the promise of ADA is realized. And now we see the ADA under attack from another interest who thinks that they should be exempt from doing the right thing. Currently, the hotel industry, through the American Hotel and Lodging Association, is seeking a blanket exemption for their members' swimming pools from the accessibility requirement. Surely individual locations could be exempt based on economic need, but a blanket exemption is unwarranted and is an attack on the ADA. Reasons for the exemption include they say we don't use the facility, and they claim we might poop in their pools. What nonsense. What nonsense. So, folks, it is a wonderful celebration, but we must not lower our guard. I just want to take a few minutes and talk about some of my experiences with advocacy, as Fran mentioned. We started in 1975 with an organization called Disabled in Action. Imagine this was a time where we couldn't go into any public facilities at all. There was no way you could get a job. Most jobs were not accessible, but even if they were, they discriminated. They'd take one look at us and say, we don't want to hire them.